Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Caffeine and Sensu Beans podcast. I am joined by Chiween. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty great, man. Just
Good.
just chilling, man. Just enjoying life. Just getting ready for this vacation,
You see the finish line,
and
right?
I see the finish line. I didn't think that when I became a teacher, I'm like, I don't know. I think it's a little overrated. Of like, I can't wait for the summer to come, but
Hmm.
it's real. It's just kind of like when you see that there, and you're just like, wow, I got one more week, and then I don't gotta see these kids. I don't gotta meet with fucking adults. Like I'm just like,
Right.
cool. I get to
Chill.
chill.
Yeah.
And I love my kids, but after a while, it's just like, yeah,
It's-
dog, we need a break even from each other.
yeah.
Like that's just a hard reality of things. We need breaks
That's
from everybody.
yeah.
So
Exactly. I think that's how it is with everything, dude. Too much of anything is like not a good thing. Not that's, but it can be exhaustive or exhausting. So it's good to like take a break mentally, recoup and charge your batteries up. Um,
yeah, it's necessary. As adults, that's it's necessary to sometimes you break away, reevaluate, and then go back in. Right?
yeah, and yeah, you disconnect, and then, like you said, you gives you time to do a lot of things, spend time with your loved ones, reflect, and then you can come back and you come back with the maybe full of energy, right? Like very ready to
Mm-hmm.
go, ready to get the show rolling. We're getting the show rolling here, right? That was such a
Yeah.
ridiculous segue right there.
How are you?
I'm good. Went to another party last night. My fiance's family. Um,
Man, they stay having parties, man.
yeah, dude, it's like they love it, dude. Like that's just the reality. They got we went to her uncle's house and nice house, and we walked in. They had the whole karaoke set up already, and I was like, oof, intimidating, daunting,
There you go. It's about to go
especially because
down.
big family, lots of people. You have to have a song.
It's a show, It's like you got to have your
Yeah.
go-to song. What's your go-to
Exactly.
song? I'm curious. What is your go-to song in
Well,
that?
I don't have one. I've been able
Man.
to avoid the I know,
Man.
but I think
Dude. Okay, dude.
but it's
You got to
coming.
pick one, dog.
It's gonna come up. Yeah, no, for sure. Uh, but dude, they stayed partying till like 3 in the morning. Um, and I
Yeah.
mean, we came home. We left maybe around 8:30, 8. Uh, but it was fun. I mean, big family, Filipino family, and they're just a funny bunch, dude. They're so they're so energetic, and then
Yeah.
the drinks come out and they start pouring a little something. Uh,
Uh,
and they're always like, there's always a reason to celebrate. They'll be like celebrating the dog's birthday, and so that's a reason to pull out the the drink.
it's a
Uh,
big milestone, dog.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess it is. Um, and but it's always fun. Like it's always a fun time, and there's a bunch of food, so it was cool. Went there, and then chilled today for a little bit. But I'm good. Doing pretty good. I can't complain.
That's
Um,
dope, man.
yeah.
What if I can ask you, following up on this karaoke song, what songs are you pondering? I mean, you
Damn,
gotta
dude.
have at least a thought of like, okay, I know this is like one or two songs that I'm like, okay, I can
Uh,
at least try to like belch them out here.
okay. So here's the thing. Everyone has like, we're all singers in the shower, right? And so there's been a tune or two that I feel pretty good about, right? That I felt like
Uh-huh.
I've done a good job in the shower. Um,
Just the
so
woo woo.
that's a great song, dude. Unfortunately, that
Nah,
one is
so listen to the same three songs. Like, it
and
was
you
the
woo
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 woo.
woo and you woo woo Woo. Yeah, that shit. It was literally called the Woo Woo song. All night long. Yeah, that's a classic.
Hello.
Is it me you're looking for? Yeah.
There you go, right there, dude.
See the golden pipes. Uh I think, but I mean, those are all good songs. Those are probably some that if I got a fresh, like if I got to kind of update my playlist, I'd
Uh-huh.
probably throw one of them in there. But right now, if I had to go with one, it's got to be Careless Whisper. A little bit of that George
There you
Michaels.
go. Dude, you love that song,
That's a great song, dude. Bro,
That's your song right there.
that's a great
Is it the
song.
sax? Like, is
Oh
that what it
yeah,
does it for
bro.
you? It's
When
the
that thing
sax.
starts
So
off, like
it's so saxy.
yeah. So for any of you who haven't heard these songs, like go ahead and listen to them. The Woo Woo song, Careless Whisper, and then I'm sure a lot of people know about that song, and then obviously Lionel Richie, Hello, classics, classics. And they're in my phone because of course, bro, you gotta have them.
Yeah, of
Uh,
course. And you never know.
but
Well, I hope you get up there, dude, one
and
day
what
and
I
get
think, and
down.
it's bound to happen, especially like it's just around me all the time. And like Japan is another country that really loves karaoke. So I think the next time we go,
Uh-huh.
and you can go with your friends to like a karaoke bar or whatever and rent out a room and sing all night long. So it's I'm sure it's gonna happen. It's right around the corner, I'm sure. Um,
Yeah, karaoke's fun.
you do it.
A little nerve wracking.
You've s-
Yeah, I've
oh
done karaoke before.
wait.
I've done it here in the city. There was like a room. There was like you can rent out a room and you have the room to yourselves. And
Yeah.
I've been to
Okay.
that. I've done it at other places too. It's fun.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think I've done it once before. I actually think I did it with you at a family party. I remember singing karaoke with someone. Um, and yeah, I mean, at first you're a little timid, but then you got to let it go. Dude, okay, before we get started with legends, so I took
You
humanities.
gave it away, man. You gave it away. What we're talking about today?
Oh, you're right.
Well,
Shoot.
I mean, it's gonna be in the title, but
Yes. Yeah.
it's all
There's
good.
not
It's
all
all
right.
good.
Legends is what we're going to talk about. Dragon Ball Legends.
Yeah,
But
going
before we
back
get to
down
that,
memory lane.
yes, sir. I gotta get since we're on the topic about singing. I took a humanities course in high school, and for whatever reason, what we did was like we sang a lot and we watched a lot of movies. Um,
Uh-huh.
and there was one time where we actually had to go in front of the class and sing with our group. So you had a group of 4 or 5, and we, my group, was gonna do a rap song. So I had one of my friends who at the time was an aspiring rapper. Um, you've met him before, Chewing. Um,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
we had two other of my friends. The group was comprised of my friends, and then the other friend, the Sylv, who's been on this podcast before. Chewing knows him as well. He was also there, and so I remember they give us the song we're gonna do. It's a rap song, and the verses, we go to my friend, the rapper to be, or aspiring rapper, and we say, "All right, dude, you're taking care of this, and we'll take care of the chorus, the hook." And but then
Yeah.
there's a bridge, right? And in the bridge, it's a set of lyrics that's obviously completely different than the chorus, and there's a high note, and it's something like "and the rain," and the rain part is where the note just keeps climbing. And I remember looking
Yeah.
like everyone in my group, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. Like I'm not gonna hit this note like that. And they're like, yeah, everyone in the group, we came to a consensus, like, yeah, let's not go crazy. We're not singers. We don't want to like destroy our vocal cords. Okay. And so I thought there was a a consensus. I thought we had come to the conclusion that we were not going to try and hit this high note like we were heroes and we were great singers.
Yeah.
Um, but we're singing, my friend's rapping, the bridge is coming up. And I'm starting to get a little nervous because I'm seeing one of my boys, the Sylv, and he's been kind of into the whole song. Like he's actually been singing pretty hard. And I'm like, damn, this dude, I think
Yeah.
he might do it. It's time. It's time to hit the bridge.
Mhm.
And the rain starts, right? And we go. And I hear my boy just go all out. And the rain. And dude, vocal cords through the roof. It sounded horrible, dude. And I had to stop, dude. I had to stop because I was, but that's and he just kept going by himself. He didn't care. And that's that
That's
boy,
how
dude.
brothers
Like you've
are,
met
man.
him.
That's the boy, man. That's a
Yeah.
podcast friend, right? That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
The
He's
podcast friend. He's been on the show.
Yeah,
Go hear the episode with him, and you'll see why he's the one that
he's
that
eccentric
continued
for
that
sure.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I kind of did give it away. We're talking about Legends. Like Shiween said, taking a trip down memory lane. It's the 3rd-year anniversary. Technically the most hype time of the year for a mobile game. So there's been a lot going on with the game. And if you guys know, we started the podcast talking about Legends, and then we pivoted to some other Dragon Ball related content. Just to kind of
first episode was about the Legends anniversary, 2nd anniversary.
Exactly.
Like the first one that we posted was that it was almost a year. This is we're on episode 51. Our next episode will be a year.
Well, it seems very fitting.
It's yeah, so we're back full circle, back to the anniversary of this game.
Exactly. So I figured we might as well just talk about all the whole what we've seen up until now for the anniversary. Let's be upfront. We stopped playing the game for a while, right? Like it's fair to say we stopped playing.
Yeah, dude. I haven't touched the game in months. I deleted it off my phone, and
yeah,
now all my characters are gone.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That sucks, dude.
I didn't think, why the hell do they do that, dude? Like I did the same thing with freaking Dokkan. Like, dude, why do they do that?
I wonder
why do they like have everything erased?
But if it's linked somewhere, you can recover it. But if you didn't link it to anything,
I'm not gonna give my information to them like that. Like that's the thing.
Yeah, then yeah, it's probably just gone into purgatory.
I think it's gone. It's gone. Yeah, it's gone, dude. I'll never see my characters again.
Yeah. I myself started a YouTube channel on the game. And then I just got bored of the game because I got tired of seeing like the lack of creativity. It was Zenkai. And it felt like it was just a direction I wasn't really vibing with. So I was like, yeah, all right, now I'm gonna stop playing. And I would log in every now and then to see what was going on, and if there was a banner, I would pull on a certain banner like the UI Goku, but yeah, it was not the same. But we felt like Shiween said, it's 1 year since we or almost 1 year since we launched the podcast, and it is the 3rd-year anniversary of Legends. And we did go in, take a look at it. We watched the reveals and stuff. I myself have actually been playing, but Chiween, I want to get like your take on it because I have my opinion, but I want to get your take on it and like what you're seeing.
Yeah, so I watched it. I haven't seen my guy Toshi in fucking months, so I haven't seen my guy in a long time. And it was a long video. It was like almost half an hour.
It was,
so
yeah.
it was a long video.
What I like is how that's just the first half. They got another one in store.
Oh, that's all I like to see. That's all I like to see. I mean, I haven't, and I have to be upfront, I haven't played the game since I want to say a little bit after the UI Goku. I think there was like a future Gohan that was released, like a yellow one.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I think that might have been the last banner that I pulled on. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of where I kind of stopped. The game was kind of dying at that point, at least in my opinion, it was kind of dying because I was like, people are just getting into top 1,000 or whatever the fuck the number is, pretty easily. You know, like I was actually doing pretty good, but I kind of stopped. I think in regards to the anniversary, I mean, some parts seem very similar to last year. Mm-hmm. Some parts. Mm-hmm. And then there's some other parts that I think are interesting that that it's cool that they're kind of developing, you know. So that was kind of cool to see how much the game is I mean, I don't know if it's improving because I haven't played it, but mm-hmm. I will say that there are some cool parts about what I saw. You know, the first thing that I saw here was Toshi mentioned that there's like a release of like 7 Gokus or 6 Gokus.
Yeah, the 6 Gokus
that are free to play, and that sounds cool because I know that when we were doing our podcast in the beginning, that was one of the biggest things that you had against the game, that you were like, you kept bringing that shit up every episode, not every episode, but a lot, right? Of like,
we're often enough that you remember, yeah.
Often enough to the fact that, like, you know, that was a big important piece, which is like a free to play unit, and it's kind of cool to hear that there are 6 of them. Mm-hmm. I don't know how viable they are. I know that the last time that I was playing the game, there was this Zenkai's is running wild, so I don't know how viable they are, but I like the concept, you know, that they're giving now like a full team pretty much, you know, because I know they did that with the Ginyu Force, but the grinds are kind of weird. I think that they're trying to figure out the grinding piece, but that initial piece I liked, and from what I know, that like campaign has already started even before the anniversary of the Goku.
Yeah,
the 6 Gokus, and they're all kind of different Gokus, which is kind of cool.
Yep.
So that's like the first part that I kind of liked.
And yeah, that is one of the things I've liked the most. I've actually grinded that event. It's very easy. You know, they made it very easy. You know, it's not this, like, if you guys grinded Vegito back in the day, or they brought out the Coat Vegeta for you to grind today, which they took out a few months back. That just takes longer, you know, but these Gokus, they're actually very easy to get, and it is cool. And as far as viability, yeah, I'd say they're viable, you know, some more than others. The blue one is complete shit, but the green one is actually really good. And I think one of the biggest things that I've noticed with this anniversary is, if you're a new player and you're looking to start playing the game, they're making it very easy for you to come in, just because they're giving you so much access to different units, that where you don't have to spend chrono crystals to get them. You can actually just play the game and get them, you know, and because Saiyans are so prominent, they're one of the strongest tags. You being able to get these Gokus, some of the other units, maybe we'll talk about later, I think it's it's a good thing. I agree. And I think that's been one of my favorite things for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I think the next piece that they highlighted was the consecutive summons, which is like the 333. They were like making it really clear that it was 333.
Right.
And you know, but it's little quirky stuff like that though that I really I appreciate about Toshi and his team. Is just like little silly, stupid stuff like that they find really meaningful, that they put in there for us as the gamers that I like, you know. So I do like that, and I mean, hearing you say that just like brought me back to like our first episode, where you said almost very similar thing where it's just like this anniversary is very inviting to bring in new players, and I was like, yeah, dude, these summons sound really cool because I get to have access to all these different characters, and it's very similar, like it's a similar concept. It's probably like their busy time, where they're about to get a new like rush of players, which is kind of cool. Those consecutive summons, I was excited for them last year, and I didn't get nothing out of them. So I think I am not sure how I feel about them this year. Maybe they changed up the drops,
the drop rate.
The drop rate.
I mean, I did them. What did I get? I got like Bergamo. Who else? I mean, I got units that I already have, right? I mean, if you're a new player, a lot of these characters are probably or they're definitely characters you most likely don't have, so they can help your team. How viable they are, it just really depends. But I think this year it's a little bit easier if you're a new player compared to last year. And I say that because of the grind. Because last year, if you were a new player, you had to play this game as if you were almost ready to become a Dragon Ball Legends e-gamer. And you had to grind the game till, my God, for hours. There was all kinds of madness.
Last year was the big thing last year that I remember, the grind, which sucked.
The trunks.
Which I think, the trunks sucked. I mean, and the thing is that I remember that conversation with y'all was that I think Bless had just finished the Kid Goku one. And he was God. Like, that shit took that took an eternity to finish. And he was like, this is much easier. And I'm like, for real?
Yeah.
I only got him to 3. And every time I gave y'all an update, I think it was like a span of 4 episodes. And I'm like, I'm barely at 2 right now. So it was quite the grind. I didn't hear any of that in this year's, if there's a Zenkai that you can grind. Maybe they've learned their lesson.
Yeah, the grind is way easier. And really quick, new players, if you're new, and you are interested in starting to getting into Legends, it is the right time. And that's because just the breadth of players that you have access to. I mean, now you can get a free to play or a free Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the purple one. You can get the free Super Saiyan Gogeta, the blue one. You can also get the free, or you can get the red Super Gogeta, the red one. And the blue one is going to get Zenkai'd. But the Zenkai process is way different. I mean, back then it was
back in the day.
Yeah, you had to just play co-op until your thumb started to bleed. Now they have now there's an actual event for
to get
tickets to summon to be able to get
awakening medals.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude. So you could
it was horrible.
Yeah, it was garbage.
I think that they figured out now that it's better to just buy the Zenkai. It's just better to just do the Chrono Crystals. I mean, I think it's just a better investment, especially if where the game is just kind of going. It's just kind of like, you might as well just invest in the Zenkai. In some cases, even more so than the banner, because It's like, I think they kind of put themselves in the harder spot, where the Zenkai's kind of overtook even like the newer Sparking. So it's kind of a tough spot, but.
Yep. And that's the thing. If you want to make a push for, like, you want to be super competitive, you want to get top 1,000, even top 100, like, there's no way around it. You need Zenkai units. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just do. Like, you'll see a bunch of Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Zenkai 7s running around, the LF one, even the purple one who's really good. You'll see the Gohan. So if you want to be mega sweaty, I want to reach the top of the leaderboards. The new units, they mean very little to you because, you know, none of these units, for instance, come close to LF, the green LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku at Zenkai 7. Like, they just don't. He's so insane. And now if you're someone who's like, yeah, you know, I'll play from time to time, maybe hit rank 50, whatever, that's a different story. But they've put themselves in a position where there's a part of the player base who will be like, yeah, I'm good. I have my Zenkai 7s over here. I don't particularly need these new units. But you know, if you want to have a more casual approach to the game, then you don't necessarily need Zenkai 7s. And with that said, they have provided some very good, viable, free-to-play Zenkai options. I mean, this Spirit Bomb Goku, the blue one, at Zenkai 7.
He got Zenkai. They finally did something with him.
Right, he did. And he's super easy to get Zenkai'd because he gets Zenkai'd via the Goku event where you get the free Gokus and whatever. So every time you do like a boss battle, you just get 500 of the Zenkai power, right? So he's very easy to Zenkai. You'll get him done relatively quickly, and without having to stress as much or get bored out of your mind. So yeah, I think for new players, there's a lot there, you know, and the developers have done a pretty good job of providing this catalog of new free to play options that you can use to start building teams. The other cool thing is, you know, they have you select a character, a summonable character. They haven't released that yet. I think that comes out Wednesday. But
oh yeah, I've seen that. I wish my account would be live because I wanted to get the one that came out with Beerus's brother.
Vados, the green one?
What? There you go. Yeah, I wanted to get
she's
her.
really good.
Yeah, I wanted to get her, but I lost my team, so I'm not gonna be able to get that. But that lineup looks pretty good, you know. Like they got some cool. They got Jiren in there, and Jiren was pretty cool. I had him, and he was pretty sick.
Dang, that's crazy. Yeah,
that whole team was pretty cool. You know, I was just missing the blue dude.
Ah, okay. Topo.
Yeah, I was just missing Topo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
So I mean,
one of the things that I did appreciate about this year though was that they kind of figured out they've tweaked some things that last year were just a point of confusion. So like that's been kind of cool to see them kind of tweak like the ridiculousness of last year in that one like lottery thing that they were like,
oh yeah, man. Blah, blah. That was crazy. Like no one even knows who won to this day. Like we don't know who won.
We don't know who won. Nobody knows anything. And you know, I'm glad that they at least came up with a mechanism. It's kind of resembling a little bit of like gambling, which is kind of weird, but it's at least they at least figured that part out. I don't know why they keep the thing that it baffles me though is that like they learned from that, but they keep insisting on this Shenron.
Yeah,
like they keep insisting on this like thing, and I'm like, no, why? What is up with this like thing?
Yeah, I
like
mean,
that you do.
It's basically it's their way of getting players to recruit new players, right? But the thing is, like, it's such a ridiculous process that I mean, I remember my boy Bless, he had to like start and delete accounts off of his wife's phone to get all 7 Dragon Balls, you know. So it's like that's the type of stuff. I mean, I'm sure he wasn't the only one there.
You had to go to extreme measures to get that thing done.
Dude. I mean, when I read it, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. there's no way I'm doing that for a wish that's not even for a title. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like how Toshi was like, that's what I'm gonna get. And I'm like,
right.
what?
right.
Even my boy afterwards is like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna get
nah.
the
I'm
Chrono.
getting the CC. Yeah, I'm getting the Chrono
Yeah, I'm getting
Crystal.
the CC, dog. Yeah. I don't need the title, dude.
Yeah, bro. And I'm sure, let's be honest, Toshi's probably not getting the title. He's probably
Nah.
getting the CC, but he wants to make it look like the other options are enticing.
That's the thing that I love about this dude is that he always tries to make it a point to like, he's like, yeah, I do this. It's like, no, you don't.
Yeah,
Dog. You don't get the title, dog. You don't go after the Zenkais that are weak, dog. Like, because
yeah,
he's just like,
right.
yeah, it's one of my favorite units. It's like, no, dude,
No,
you're not rocking fucking Zenkai trunks, like,
yeah,
you're not rocking
the
that
future
one,
one, the one we got from you weren't doing that grind, bro. Let's be honest.
yeah, dude. No, but he would paint it as like, yeah, so we've made this grind a lot easier, and even I'm struggling, but he's quite the character,
Yeah, you're just reading off the teleprompter. I mean,
yeah, he's becoming one of my favorite units to use. It's like, dude, Toshi, you're not doing that, dude.
Right. I mean, you're not grinding the game like that, bro. We know it's all good. And you probably shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. You probably shouldn't be playing this game for that long. There are people that do, but yeah, man. What else? What else kind of stood out to you?
I did have the piece here about the obtainable Gogeta and the kind of like the player picks type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than that, I mean, it's all kind of pretty much a standard, right? It's just like the login bonus. It's kind of 5 weeks. This raid that they keep talking about, the raid. I know they had mentioned. I forgot if I know that they said that there was a raid, and I think that they've become more like what is that? I guess common practice now, like there's just a lot more raids. Like it's a lot more common to see raids. Right. Last year, I don't remember, but he did mention like, yeah, last year you guys just obliterated it.
Well, there was a raid for about 3 hours and it got destroyed. And so they're like, yeah, all right, take this shit off.
Yeah. So now it sounds to me like they're going to be another one. And I know that they like they redid the shop. Last time I was playing, I know that they like, you could get some like extreme power and all this other stuff. I mean, it was ridiculous of how like the drop rate of that would be.
Yeah.
That was, but like it, I think they're trying. I think they're trying to engage that. I think that they still haven't figured out their co-op. Last time that I was playing, the co-op wasn't still that good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You're playing it now, so
still ass. Yeah, they just I just think they built, because it's just button mashing and
yeah,
press all the buttons, and you're just like not really, you don't really have to think much. You're kind of just mashing buttons, and it's not really engaging. It's not for me. Like if I do, when I play Legends, I'll play, what I've actually started playing on Legends is the training mode. I've actually started playing the training mode, and the reason why is because
LBR, whatever.
No. It's so when you go into PvP, they have the rating match, which I mean I play as well.
The casual match, right? Which is
casual,
the practice one.
Right? The practice, right? And so there, your units are completely maxed out, and because you have missions like use Goku, 10 times or 30 times, or use I don't know, use freaking God Key, or use this character. Like there's missions, right, for you to use characters. I'm like, okay, I'll just go into the training mode, play against dudes. I mean, yeah, some dudes still take their sweat teams like Zenkai 7 to go flex on fools in training mode, but it's not as sweaty, and you can still
you can have fun with it. I remember enjoying that piece. You get to play different units, you don't feel the pressure of. That's one of the things that I hated about the game. It was like the PvP, it was just too much sometimes. But I kind of like that like casual vibe. I'm kind of glad though that they're adding those components in there, because it's it allows you to at least explore that part of the freaking game, because
Yeah,
it's just
dude.
not.
And it's kind of like FIFA in that regard, right? Well, so I
Yeah,
draw a
the
comparison.
objectives.
I think FIFA's done a better job in this regard that um the friendly mode, they the cards that they provide are more frequent, and most of the time they're quite viable. Right now, Legends is just getting into that. So, for instance, the Goku is one of those where there's a bunch of missions of use, this type of Goku X times, use the free to play Goku that you got from the event, you know 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, and you get more Z power for him, so you can eventually get him to 14 star. And you can do that in
Mhm.
training mode so that you don't have to like worry about having to like climb up the ranks to get something, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if it would have been different if they said, oh, okay, get to rank 50 or get top 10K for you to get this Goku. And it's like, dog, I'm at level 1. There are dudes that are starting this and they're going to be level 1 or rank 1, rank 2, 10, 11, not up there, but you go into training mode, you can use these characters. They're all maxed out. They max them out. And you don't have to stress so much about it, which is cool. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so I found myself playing that a little bit more. I mean, I'll still play rating match and I'll still rage a little bit, not gonna lie, but not as much as I used to. Not as much as I used to.
Good, man. I'm happy for you, man. That's progress. That's progress. No game should be having you. I sometimes feel like that about FIFA. Just I gotta just put it down. I'm just like, all right, dude, this is just not it. I'm getting frustrated. Not worth it. Let me just turn the shit off. It's
Yeah.
not worth it.
The thing with
Should we get into these units? I mean,
Oh
that's
yeah,
really
dude.
the only thing that's really the only thing that has left, I think, on this anniversary.
Well, I mean, so the hoi what is it called? The hoi poi, the hoi poi stuff.
Mhm.
Hoi poi coins, right? Like, so that's basically, you remember in Dokkan they had the friend summons where you can
Yeah.
do the friend summons and you'd get like a bunch of N characters and well
Yeah.
that's kind of how this is hoi poi, but instead you get items. You get a bunch of items. You get uh medals. You can get Z power, right? You can get those Z medals that you can exchange in the shop. So they give you a bunch of items,
Oh,
erasers,
okay.
training bells. So it's pretty cool. Like, because that was one of the things. Like, and I remember when you started, you were like, dude, this takes up so many resources, and I don't know where to get these resources from.
Yeah.
So they added that, and now, and yeah, that's pretty cool. But
That's dope.
yeah,
I'm glad that they're working on that because it does take up a lot of resources. And I never understood where you're supposed to get all of those Z powers that they have under Z power. And I'm like, why are there so many of these options? It's like I only have access to like one.
yeah, and it just was never really like one. It wasn't they either it wasn't accessible or it wasn't really explained well, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and
Because they have a lot of stuff in this game.
there's
A
so
lot of
much
stuff.
stuff, dude, and a lot of
There's
times
so
some
much.
of it feels like fluff.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff in this game.
Before we get into the characters, oh, and now they also have the LF Z power that you can get through the missions. That's pretty cool. But I was gonna say really quick, that new tournament of power mode,
Oh yeah, how is that?
I mean, I think it's trash. I
Oh, for real?
So the reason personally for me is because all you have to do is set a team, and then the team will go do like the fighting for you. You're not
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
inputting anything, it's just a
You're
simulation.
just
And
kind
then
of watching the results, right?
correct. And okay, your team won or your team lost, but you're not really engaged. And so then I just was like, yeah, it's not for me.
Hmm. Well, it's
So
chess, right?
well, you got
what
to
do they
move up
call it?
yeah, you have to move up that grid. And
It's something
as
about chess.
yeah, I mean, shit, it beats me, dude. Honestly, I tried it like 2 times and then I was like, all right, nah, I'm this ain't for me, dude. Like for me, it's okay.
What do you get if you win?
Yeah, you get like Z power, chrono crystals, um, uh, Z metals, these type of things.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe a title. It's it's not a mode that I particularly partake in myself.
Yeah.
But these characters, dude. I want to hear hear your impressions.
The one that looks pretty cool. I mean, so let me just start off. Let me just get some of these out, right? So it's they love their let me start off with the GT ones. So for GT, it's Super 17, right?
So that's a new EX character.
That's the 17. The other GT character that's an extreme is who? Oh,
Baby.
Super Baby 2.
Yep.
Super Baby 2. Then the twins.
Ace Shenron, yeah. And Nova Shenron.
And and then it's Gogeta, right?
Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, yes.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
And then for let me just stay there. I think so 17, I could have swore there was talks right before I left the game that there was gonna be a Zenkai for his other green one.
And there was.
So is he a Zenkai? There was. Okay.
And he's pretty freaking good.
Okay. So this 17's irrelevant then. That's what I got out of that. Is then Super Baby 2, I remember that used to be one of my favorite characters in the beginning. I don't know how he is now. But it is cool. I will say it is cool that GT at least is getting some love, because I know the last time I was playing, it was like, God, you can't even have a good GT team. The two Shenrons, I mean, man, was it me or did they look stiff? They looked super stiff in the video they showed.
Yeah, I mean they don't exactly move very gracefully, and let's be honest, the way the designer drew them in the actual anime didn't do them any favors. Like these dudes ain't the most aesthetically pleasing individuals, dragons, if you will. And so they're not there to look sick, let's be honest. So they're just gonna look clunky, they're gonna look ugly, but they're pretty freaking good.
Yeah, I was just saying that they look just stiff, like in the movement, like their animations in the game, and I forget, I was seeing on Twitter that they look like they were supposed to be released last year. But they're supposed to be released last year, and I think that they just kind of rehashed them and just like, all right, let's throw them out this year. And I don't know, when I look at their animations, that's kind of the vibe I get. I'm sure that their kit is probably pretty good. Probably for the terms that they're in now. I'm sure that their kits they got some cool things in there. But just animation wise, because this game has really great animations, I was just like, oh, this doesn't look that good. But that's kind of my only thought on them too. Have you played with them?
So I did pull on the banner. I was like, I'm gonna do, because I've decided like I'm not gonna be going crazy on banners. I'm not putting money into the game. So I did one rotation for the Gogeta. I didn't get them, but I got your boy Nova Shenron and Ace Shenron.
There you go.
And I was like, yeah, probably not gonna use these guys. And so
you gotta try them out, dude. You gotta give them you gotta give the folks a review. You gotta give people the review.
Right. Yeah.
Well, what's your first impression of them? You since you're playing the game, what's your first impression of their kit? So I think of them
Nova Shenron looks pretty nice. He's got a lot of nice stuff. So him, when you pop his main ability, he'll lock you in. And another thing he has is that every time you're fighting against him, he's in the battlefield, every time you switch in with a different character, say you want to start like a combo, you're in a combo chain, you want to start another one, your strikes, they get locked. You know, they're inaccessible. And so you cannot be like bringing characters, like switching them in and out and doing a whole bunch of combos, because he kills the combo just because every strike card gets locked. So I found myself fighting against him, and I quickly found out, wow, that's pretty debilitating. And so
it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, he is. I mean, they're. I'm not too sure about Ace Shenron, because when I saw them, I was like, yeah, those are probably at the bottom of my list in terms of who I want from this anniversary. But I know they're both pretty good. I mean, normally when characters are not as popular, they tend to make them quite good.
Really good.
Right.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
That seems to be the case here. You know,
that's kind of what my assumption was like, they may not look cool, they may not even like, you know, they may not even be people's favorites, but I'm sure that they're gonna give them like a pretty good kit to make up for the fact that they're not the coolest characters.
Right. So they kind of like entice people to pull for them.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you know, I think I would assume that they probably work really well together, which I would assume that maybe in their kit there's some sort of like synchronicity in it. So yeah, that's kind of cool. What do you think about the Gogeta if I stay on the GT?
Yeah, manner? I mean, man, you want to talk about animations? I mean,
how this game does Gogetas, dog.
I know, man.
You know how this game does Gogetas. So what's your initial thought? I know you're gonna say that, you know, it looks really cool, but what's your initial thought on
them? So from what I've been gathering, he's not like Vegito Blue was last year, which is a good and bad thing, because when Vegito came out last year, I was like, oh my god.
We thought the game was going to end.
Yeah.
I was for surely about to put my shit down.
Right. And I was like, nah. So he's not like that. You know, he's not broken. The flip side to that is a lot of people are like, man, he's the headlining unit. Like, how could he not be mega broken? So people don't know what they want, right?
Yeah.
In terms of where does he rank as far as, you know, is he up there? He is good. He's even really good, but he's not insane. Which is it's good and bad in a way, because like you said, Legends now they're in that weird spot where they have Zenkai 7, LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku. This Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta isn't I mean, no one's really close to that guy. But this Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta headliner for the anniversary, new green unit, looks crazy. He's not as good as that Goku, you know, not even close. That said, he's still really good, you know. And he's, at the end of the day, if you want to have fun and like he's your favorite character, you won't be disappointed. He won't feel like a piece of garbage. That I've felt with some of the Gokus that I've pulled before. I'm like, man, this is my guy. This is Goku. He sucks. He's trash. He's unusable. That's not the case here. He's really good, but he's just not. He's not ridiculous. You know.
He's gonna be probably ridiculous once he gets a Zenkai.
Oh, that'd be a year. Oh yeah.
That's probably what the plan is. I mean, yeah, again, you know, it's unfortunate because they put themselves in that hole, you know, where it's just like you want to get excited for a unit like this, but what color is he?
Green.
He's a green. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get annihilated by fucking the Super Saiyan 3.
Actually, they built his kit very well in that regard. One, he's a defensive type. He's a defensive type. He takes 80% less damage, and to purple units, he's neutral typing when he's being attacked. So he won't actually get like the increased modifier, attack modifier against him. So he's unique. You know, he's got like a unique kit. that makes him fun to use, very, very good, viable, and yeah, you certainly can be competitive with him. But I'll tell you right now, dudes in top 100, and you know what, top 100, top 1,000, whatever, that's not for everyone, dude. You know, like if you don't want to sweat your butt cheeks off, don't worry about LF Super Saiyan 3, Goku, and LF father son Gohan, or father son come out like Gohan. Like, you know, just use units, characters you like, and have fun. And when you reach a high enough rank or whatever, like you reach rank 50, maybe top 20,000, you're like, yeah, all right, I'm kind of done for a season. I'm done. And then
yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of my take on these characters.
All right, well, that sounds like the GT banner has some okay units. You know, to me, what I hear here is like they're just good. That is,
yeah.
The barometer that I'm getting is that they're good. They're good characters. You know, good, I remember last year the GT banner, in comparison to what it is, because it's the same format, right? It's GT and Future. So
right, little unfortunate, I think, but yeah,
it is. I think that was going to be my next piece when I got to Future. If I were to compare what we got last year in GT, we got the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then we got the Shenron, and I think that was about it in regards to the sparking.
Yeah. Yes.
In regards to the sparking.
You're correct.
And you know, the thing that really hurt them at that point, I because I got Goku. Oh, actually, I didn't get Goku until much later. Who I did get was Shenron, and y'all told me he was good, and he was pretty good for a while. I don't know if he stayed being good, but solid, the team was just kind of lacking, right? Like the team was kind of lacking.
Yeah.
So that hurt that team now. So it's gonna be cool to see if GT can continue building out its roster, considering that these two twins are kind of good. This Gogeta's pretty good. They got other pieces in GT that could potentially help. I think Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta got a Zenkai, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
He did, right? So, you know, so I'm glad that they're paying more attention to GT, because that was one of the things from last year that I was like, man, they ain't giving no love to this team because we ain't got no team. I was running the Kid Goku back then, the red one.
Jeez. I mean, that speaks. Yeah, that speaks to how, you know, skinny that team was. Jets use that boy.
And baby Vegeta was out there.
Oh shit, dude, baby.
that was the green.
The green one. That dude was garbage. But that is what GT had to work with. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, if we switch to Future has is that Kefla, right? Is Kefla sparking, or what is she? She
is a sparking. Yep.
She is. And then we got a new Vegito. Surprise, surprise. And then we got this corrupt Samasu that to me that dude looks pretty tight. He looks pretty cool, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, he looks great. Now going down the line, Vegito may be the best unit of this batch, like the entire anniversary. Again? Yeah.
This Vegito again?
Yeah.
No. Hey, they did it again?
Like he may just be. And like the thing here is Gogeta's really good, but him having that 0.5% pull rate, you know, you got to ask yourself, or what are the chances of me really getting him? I mean, with this Vegito, the chances are higher, and he may just, and the chances of you getting him to higher stars, which would only make him better, is higher. So the fact that he's super close, I mean, I keep seeing a lot of people say he's the best unit in the out of the anniversary characters. That's all you gotta, you know. Again, that tells you a lot about what the developers think about Vegito.
Yeah,
you know,
they love their Vegetos.
They really do, man.
Every Vegito is just
ridiculous. Good. Yeah, there's never been a
red
garbage
one that was free.
He's good too.
He was still good for a long time.
And
now this guy, that's disheartening to hear, man. I don't even know what color he is. I don't even want to know what color he is. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know why they keep going down this path.
And it's shoot, I don't know, dude, but if you didn't get the blue Vegito last year and you felt like you got shafted and you felt kind of bad, well, now you have a chance to get a blue Vegito, or one who's currently like, this one is better than that blue Vegito. And
that sounds so crazy, considering that last year my whole thing was, dude, why does this unit exist? Like, it was just it was so bad. It's really interesting to see where the game is at now,
right?
Because back then that unit just it looked like it was just gonna end the game, because there was so much frustration in the community and so much like animosity towards like the developers, and I fucking hated that too. I hated that unit. I finally got him, and then by the time I got him, I finally got him, but he was irrelevant by the time I got him.
Yeah. I mean, he's still really good, but damn, dude,
he was irrelevant in the future by the time that I got him.
Man, and you lost that account, but this Vegito is pretty nasty. I mean,
have you gotten him?
I have not, and I don't know that I will. I'm not sure if
do you have any of these new future units.
Nah, I didn't summon on the future banner. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna wait and see how many crystals I can amass, and then I'll see if I go in. Because one of my biggest gripes with this so far, and I mean, we're just one day in, but pardon me, Chewin, if I go off a little bit on a tangent here, is on the scale of 0 to 10 in terms of hype, for me, when I saw the reveals and stuff, I was like, yeah, okay, this is a 6. I love how they started off with the Goku stuff. I'm like, man, that right there is fresh. That's new. That these new characters are easy to get, and they're not super easy to get, but they're relatively easy to get. They don't take that much time. You can take your time getting them, and there's different ways to get them. So I just thought that was a really cool start. And so I was really hoping that this anniversary would be different, but a lot of it feels like they followed the template from last year, and that is frustrating to me. So, to me, like, this being future versus GT again, and maybe I'm in the minority here, but I just, it doesn't do much for me, right? And I don't get like super hyped about it, because it's just like, dude, there's what's it gonna be next year? Like GT versus future again, but then next year it's gonna be LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku and LF Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta with the Spirit Sword Trunks that kills Zamasu. It's like it would have been nice if they did something different. And the fact that it feels like they followed this template from last year, where they added a few things for sure, and they tweaked some, they improved some, but there's no real new events where there's future is a prominent tag now. GT is a prominent tag. You'd think they would have free to play GT and future characters for you to be able to get, and so, but you can't, and I just felt like, yeah, it's a bummer. So right now I'm kind of waiting to see what the second half of the anniversary has in store. Because right now it just feels like I said, it feels more for newer players than it does for veterans,
Yeah, so that's what y'all said last year. Well, hopefully the second half is better than last year's second half, because last year's second half was pretty bad.
Took a dive.
I believe it was was that the banner? Was that the time when the red Kaioken Goku came out, and he was green with Bicon?
Yes,
And can you remind the listeners how many crystals you dropped on that, man?
I know, man. I dropped about 20 to 23,000 crystals to get one copy, dude. And let me tell you, I had
and the thing that right there, man. Dude, don't do what this man did.
Yeah, don't do that. Half, dude. You know, yeah, don't do that, man. And honestly, it's easy to get lured in by the flashy new toy, but there are a lot of good free-to-play options right now. So stick with that. And then the banners are out for a long time, but don't do that. And then
so we're not gonna see a one kick like summoning video.
Nah, we're not gonna see that, dude. Nah, we're not gonna see that. I got so frustrated, man. It was like, wow. And well, you know what was frustrating was that
is that he wasn't even that good.
Yeah, that he was so ass. And I was like, he was irrelevant.
And PyCon the following week. Bad.
Oh, that dude was garbage. And he was the first one I got too. And I was like, yeah, okay, this isn't a victory, so I'm not stopping here. When I got PyCon, I'm like, I'm gonna keep going. And I got PyCon around 5,000 or something. And so I thought Goku was right around the corner, but no. And I'll look at him, dude, just trash. So yeah, different approach.
But was the second half of the anniversary last year, was that also when the red Goku and the purple Goku, Vegeta came out?
Yeah.
Or is that a different
Well, you remember we had that running like thing, right? Where we kept saying, all right, when's this anniversary gonna end? They kept they kept like it went on until like August, and we were like, dude, they just didn't want to let it go. They were holding on to it because
those banners were pretty bad. So hopefully for you folks that possibly are starting, or if you're, if you've been listening to us for a while, hopefully the second half is better, because last year was pretty bad.
Last year was bad, man. So yeah, I hope the second half is better. I'm interested in seeing, what Shallot becomes. That's going to be pretty cool. Probably Super Saiyan Blue, or I doubt Super Saiyan 4, but let's see. It's day 1 of the anniversary as we're recording this right now, and there are a lot of missions for you to be able to get resources, and there are those free-to-play Gokus and some free-to-play options if you're new. So yeah, I mean,
yeah, I don't know if you're selling it to me enough for me to like, oh yeah, let me hop back in there. I may or may not, but
that was what I was gonna ask you, dude, is how are you feeling on the I gave you my hype meter, right? The 0 to 10, and I was at a 6 for entering like the anniversary. How has this
even the 6 almost sounds a little too flattery on your end.
You think it's too high?
I think that's what I personally feel hearing all your thoughts about
my summary, my synopsis isn't commensurate to the score I gave, right? They're not.
Yeah.
Feels like
I mean, for me, it sounds very similar to last year.
Right.
And all the units don't really sound that appealing to me. I think it's a turn off for me, the blue Vegito again. And I think if anything, the only reason that I would want to go back in there would try to get some of the characters that I wasn't able to get, which is, like I told you, the Vados and that corrupt Sumasu looks pretty cool. That's really the only one that. I think the only reason that I like him is just because I think I like him as a character, not necessarily like, oh, he's hella deep, but he looks cool in my opinion, and he was one of my favorite characters in Dokkan. So just for that reason, it's probably that's the only character that sounds interesting to me.
Well, give this a shot, because the big thing for me that I think is the most enticing thing is the Gokus. The free Gokus. I say that because you're getting.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that too.
So I was gonna say, give that one a shot, and if you're like, yeah, this is shit, then it's like, yeah, you're probably not gonna be impressed with the rest of the anniversary.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can get my account. I think I just thought of another way to get my account. So I'll keep you updated.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, shoot, let me know, and we could do like a little check-in, see if see if Chiween's back on. If not, well then, you know, it is what it is.
Is what it is, man. Good luck to all of you that are listening to our show and still play Legends, or if you're gonna play Legends, good luck to all of you. I wish you luck in your summons, and I hope this anniversary lives up to your expectations.
And put a limit on your Chrono Crystal and even real money spending, because you can go down a very dark spiral. So just you know, don't do the 20,000 Chrono Crystal. And I keep in mind, I had already spent all my crystals on the Vegito banner, or on the Future banner and GT banner. So, you know, it wasn't like I had a whole bunch in the reserves and I just needed a few more to get to 20,000. No, it wasn't pretty. So I know the new flashy units are sexy and we want them, but put a limit on yourself. If you don't get them, you know what? Hey, it's okay. You may get them down the road. I mean, look at Chiween here. He didn't get Vegito Blue, but then he ended up getting him down the road. And that's normally how it works. So, you know.
He was pretty irrelevant by the time I got him, but yes, the moral of the story is that you do eventually get him.
Yeah, right. Yes.
It's just cool to have, you know.
Yeah,
cool
exactly.
I'm sure that Vegito Blue will get a Zenkai probably within the next year. Or
and you know, and honestly, like if you're not trying to go like I said, super high ranks, you can use a lot of units and you don't have to worry about them not being Zenkai 7. It's once you get up there that it's like, oh my god, you know, all I see is Gohan and Goku's Zenkai 7 and shit, and that's frustrating. But yeah, I echo what Chiween said. You know, good luck if you're summoning. If you don't get the characters, it's okay. Take a deep breath and practice a little self-control. If you do, nice, congratulations. Test them out. And yeah, we'll see how the rest of this anniversary goes.
Yeah, man, it was good talking about this again. You know, it was fun, and you know, going back in there, and I you know, again, I haven't played the game, but yeah, man, it's good to see that the game is growing, and I'm glad that it's going on its third year, and we'll see if your prediction of it lasting 5 years is going to come true.
Yeah, so we'll see. I know this last year I felt like it was really on the balance, like it was teetering on not. You know, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, yeah, it wasn't looking too good for a little bit there.
But they honestly, to be fair, in terms of the free to play, I complain a lot about you know, we need new content for veteran players. But in terms of accessibility to like free to play and LS, like they've improved it. They've made some improvements. So I don't want to just shit on them, you know.
Yeah.
But we'll go ahead and sign off, right, man?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Thank you everyone for listening. Yes, we decided to talk about Legends again. It felt fitting, you know. Maybe Chiween will get back into it. Maybe he won't. We'll see. He might dip his toe in, see if he likes it. But this was cool. Like he said, you know, this was fun, kind of revisiting the topic, and seeing where Legends is at. Now, I actually think it's in a better place than it was last year at this same time, but I could be, you know, getting ahead of myself. But yeah, we'll go ahead and sign off. Thank you everyone for listening. Again, if you listen to us on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe. If you watch us on one of the podcast platforms, we really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll be back next week. So until then, stay safe.